Is this a good shadow or a bad shadow? You've been through enough. He can speak. Oh, great. You have got to be kidding. You've got a kid to get back to. You dare die here. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 7. Now, the last episode has given me some concerns, I won't lie, because I don't even know what I watched in that last episode. It was a confusing choice to do what they did there. Like, the actual plot of the episode, I'm hoping in some way can get referenced, because otherwise it feels like a complete waste of time. I can't see what happened in the whole robot thing with the droids and how that can possibly affect stuff going forward. Maybe the nanobots can do something to reprogram IG-11, so maybe that's how it can be added into it. I'm just hoping for anything, because otherwise it just feels like the most random thing that was put into a really good sort of spot. Because you just had episode 5, everything has started to come together, you could see where the season was going to go, and then they added that, which feels like out of the blue. It feels weird and it just feels odd. You have Mando with this old droid thing again, which he should have gone past. So I'm just hoping that they do have some way of tying that in, even though it is just a mess, because it makes it a little bit better. Then on the other side of that, you had Bo-Katan stuff, where she got the Darksaber back, she's gotten her Mandalorians, and I think mainly I was just hoping for a bit of more fanfare around that. Because like, she got the Darksaber back on a technicality, which while it's fine and makes sense, the weird droid ambushed Mando, he dropped the Darksaber, Bo-Katan picked it up and killed the person that made Mando drop it. The Darksaber itself is just so sort of symbolic that the wielder needs to have it, unquestionably. It should be undeniable who is worthy of the Darksaber. The fact that this happened and it's only taken till now before they realised who needs it feels just not right to me. It doesn't feel as satisfying as it should be. But yeah, I'm going to try and look past that for this episode because we're getting near the final. With Mandalorian, I'm sort of expecting this to be sort of a 2-part final-ish because that seems to be what they kind of do. At least this will be a big ramp up for whatever the final will be. And the one thing that's kind of got me a little bit other concerned is Moff Gideon and where his presence is. We know that he seems to be out there. That's happened in episode 5 where they found this abandoned shuttle that's been destroyed with Beskar remnant there, so that the New Republic could be blaming the Mandalorians. Not a good thing. You've also had this whole build-up with Elia Kane and how that's going on with the New Republic, and weird cloning things still going on. So we know Moff Gideon is going to come back, but his presence has not been felt yet in the show. Elia Kane's presence has been felt. She truly has felt like an antagonist, yet Moff Gideon hasn't shown up yet, and I'm just waiting to see what they do for the final, because if it is him still being the main villain, I feel like he hasn't been built well enough for this season to be the villain overall for this season so far. Yes, he has good history with the show, but so far he just hasn't had an antagonistic presence for Mando. No one's really thinking about him. And we're getting to the final and he's coming back. For season 1, he was thinking about him because he was in the background, he had that presence, because he was the one ordering all these bounty hunters to go after Grogu. Season 2, again, it starts a bit slower. You have Bo-Katan first reference him with the Waterworld thing and the Darksaber stuff, and then he comes back fully. And here, he has some kind of presence, but it's not being felt by the characters. So I'm waiting to see how that is handled. I'm really hoping that this episode does start bringing that in, because he needs to be built up quicker, I think, if he is going to be the main villain overall, or they go in a different direction. Whatever the case, I'm hoping that the antagonist is just very clearly laid out in this episode. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over them uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. Back on Coruscant. I do love seeing Coruscant. Just so much neon. Oh wait, no, this is a dingier part of Coruscant. Look at the lights, they're flickering. Is this even Coruscant or is this another planet? Because I know other planets have like this neon looking techno sort of futurism. Oh no, this is Coruscant. That's Elia Kane. So antagonistic presence coming back. Thank you. Can we find out what you're doing? I would love to know. You stole Dr. Pershing's whatever he stole, the cloning stuff. You obviously worked for Gideon. So yeah, what he was trying to clone, what he was doing, he was trying to... Still don't... What did we find out what he was doing? He had tanks with volunteers in them. I feel like it was different than trying to clone Force sensitives. He was trying to... If you had volunteers, you're just trying to shove Grogu's blood into volunteers and see what happens. Imperial droid, yep, Coruscant has just no security.
Report.
There he is. Okay, finally.
Sir, I'm afraid the pirates have run into trouble on Navarro.
So you were connected to the pirates?
It wasn't the New Republic. Magistrate Cargo was aided by Mandalorians.
Which Mandalorian?
Oh, you know exactly which ones.
This cannot be. Those two factions are sworn enemies.
Which is why I contacted you with haste.
Okay, so that's throwing you off. So what does he want with Navarro? He clearly wants something. Is the planet special?
I shall deal with our Mandalorian friends.
Okay, so you're finally going to do something. You're dealing with the friends. Come back into the fray. Okay, new suits. Okay, thank you. Finally, I love this, seeing his presence. Finally, this looks awesome. What is this room? Are they like, are people in those suits or are they just statues? Like, I'm guessing they're actual guards. It seems weird they're so separated with the lasers, but still looks cool. And the weird tank thing. So are these more volunteers?
Show no sign of our true strength.
There's a fortune to be had, plundering the hyperspace lane.
Are these all like old Imperials?
If we are perceived as anything other than a group of unorganized remnant warlords, the New Republic will increase their efforts to hunt us down.
They are organized. That's just wonderful.
Loyal to the Empire on every planet.
That's a good point.
Already getting sick of this New Republic.
There is some truth to what they're saying.
And we give them a show of strength. They will rally behind us.
Strength must not be wasted.
You're actually going to make a move?
Admiral Thrawn's return will herald in the reemergence of our military.
Wait, that's happening? You know he's coming back?
Project Necromancer.
Project Necromancer. That's come back? So much just got said.
That Grand Admiral Thrawn is missing from your delegation.
Okay, so no, they just believe he's coming back. They don't actually have like any way to know if he is. They just got faith.
I hear whispers from one end of the galaxy to another, and never a word of Thrawn.
So it is blind faith that they're going on. What? So they're just hoping that he's coming back. They don't actually know if he is.
Perhaps it's time we look to new leadership.
And this could be how it fractures. Because we know Thrawn's obviously going to return, but they're not relying on that, so they're going to do something different. So there's going to be conflict in this lot.
What has become of Dr. Pershing and the research you promised us?
Dr. Pershing was captured by the New Republic.
No, he wasn't. He was living a good life.
You held Pershing and were attempting your own experiments on Navarro.
Do you know what those experiments were?
I account for what goes on in my sector, no more, no less. The same can be said of every member of this council.
So they all had their own little secret things going on.
We individually scrape and claw resources, while you and Peleon amass countless resources.
And he's turning the entire council against those two. Yeah, he is brilliant.
3 Praetorian guards. Sounds like someone is concerned about an assassination attempt.
What are those guards? What are those guards?
Reinforcements for your TIE Interceptor squadron.
And bombers.
And you're just being confident with it. Cool.
And what is your security concern?
Mandalorians.
What?
That all gets them on edge. Cool. So they all are sort of afraid of him.
That they are preparing to retake their home world of Mandalore.
And why can't they let that happen?
Certain Mandalore would hamper our efforts.
Why?
You'll have your reinforcements.
Okay, so they're unifying behind this.
We shall be rid of the Mandalorians once and for all.
This is cool. Seeing that there's actually an organization, that they're actually organized behind this, that's cool. But still, why are they so afraid of the Mandalorians? Is it because Mandalore was set like in a good position, right? Was it that it was a good trade route or something? It was strategically in a good position. Is that the only reason why they're so against Mandalore sort of getting back their home? Is this a good shadow or a bad shadow? You've been through enough. I see red. New Republic, please.
High Magistrate, an Imperial shuttle is in bed.
Nope, Imperial, okay. I saw red paint though.
That's a light cruiser, and second, it's not Imperial.
Okay, now the droid's just being stupid. Don't get me so concerned and tense.
It was an Imperial ship. Look at the markings.
So there's a New Republic. So oh wait, no, are they laying? Or did you sign the charter?
Mandalorian privateers.
Okay, no, not New Republic, Mandalorian. Okay, so this is their fleet. So yay, protectors, it's good. I can feel hopeful and happy. I saw red paint, I thought, New Republic. Yeah.
Come.
The ship does look so imposing though. Is that ship bigger than the actual town that's on Navarro? Oh, so they're all gonna meet now. How's that gonna go? Covert mingling with outsiders. How's this? It's gonna be tense, but hopefully it goes well. It's cool to see how many ships they do have. Bo-Katan really assembled a massive fleet.
I hope these two groups get along.
Oh, Gregor's sitting with her!
And what little they know of each other, they hate.
They will if they want to survive.
Yep, good to have the concerns. This is probably gonna be a rough start. Hopefully it gets better. They're gonna immediately come out without the helmets on, aren't they? So how's that gonna work? Oh no, all helmets on. Even bow, yep. The minute one of them takes them off, I feel like tensions are gonna spark.
Take the children inside.
Why? Are you expecting a fight? So many Mandalorians. This is so cool. And all of them. Great. Friendly, be friendly, please. Armor, good, good, good. Try and just cut the tension.
We invite you to make camp. Let us prepare a feast for our guests.
Nice, good, yay, celebration, do something, yay. Food always works. Food is a good way, yay. But then, how to feast? You gotta eat. How does that, oh no.
Mando! Welcome back, my friend.
Okay, you'll be good here, you're friendly. You can work here. I just need anything to help break the tension.
So you might want to wait for a smaller gathering before you open it. That's not the only gift I have for you.
I love Grief Car. I keep loving what he's become. He's just amazing. Back online! Memory chip? You didn't get the memory chip though. What happens when he sees the kid? Oh, okay, it's just a shell.
No, that's IG-12 now. Do you like him?
I liked his personality.
Well, the Anzellan stripped IG down to his base motor functions. They removed his memory circuit.
So there's just no one home.
Provides cognition.
Yes.
Kind of funny, but still. Kind of is basically his corpse that you're piloting around. Oh no, Grogu's gonna try and attack the frog.
It's more like a vehicle. It's safer that way.
A corpse. It's a corpse. You're piloting the corpse.
Bad baby. No, it's crazy.
Too little to operate this.
No. But let's see if he fits.
You're great. You're gonna shove Grogu in there? I thought I kind of like the idea of the Azalian being in there, but Grogu being there feels terrifying. He's gonna get a war machine. Kind of snug. He is bigger than an Azalian. Oh no, it's perfect. This is so destructive.
Grogu is too young to operate heavy machinery.
He's gonna leg it,
Maybe
isn't
when
he?
he's older. No.
He can speak. Oh, great.
I think he's saying he's old enough to operate it.
Kid is 50.
Get him out of there. No.
He can speak. Yay.
This is not a good idea. Come on.
Nope. He's going. Oh no. He's learning to walk. And he's doing pretty well, honestly. Nothing's broken yet.
Yes, what?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
He's just happy he can communicate.
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, this is terrifying.
Yes.
You need to program more words in there.
Yes.
Food. Oh no. He's just gonna grab. Oh no, can't grab yet.
Grogu. No. You have to pay for those.
Grogu's gonna be a right nightmare, isn't he? He's just gonna take whatever he wants. There's a Melu on, right? I think.
Yes.
Hey, Grogu, no.
Oh, and he's taller than Mando. Oh, Grogu. Bad. How'd you get him out of that?
This isn't working for me.
How do you get him out? It's kind of fun because that could be Grogu's armor, essentially. But again, it's still IG-11's corpse. There's the feast. It's so quiet. No one's talking and mingling. This is just awkward. No music, nothing. No way to celebrate.
Mandalorians, it is time to retake our homeworld.
Good. Yay. I feel like you need a whole lot more to do though. A world that you need to get back.
There are still dangers. Dormant species have been awakened from the bomb.
Yep, a whole lot of nightmares.
That's why I'm proposing that we leave Navarro and move the fleet into orbit above Mandalore.
You just got Navarro though, but keep the base because it's nice.
Only then will we bring down the others.
Like it. Good. Don't have to be worried about radiation killing you. Nice, but you still got the Empire that's going to try and do something.
I need volunteers from both tribes.
And no one's going to volunteer. Come on, this would be a good first step. A willingness to work together. Or just force them, pick and choose.
I will go.
Good.
Grogu
Start
as
it off.
well.
He's out of the suit. Good. Yay. But he'll probably need the suit for going to Mandalore. Nice. Let it start off. Good. Come on. Dominoes. Bunch of people now. Even you. Very good.
I will go.
Excellent. Okay, yay. Chain reaction.
I will go.
I will go.
I did just see IG-11's corpse there, so that is just on standby. Cool. And it's nice just to see this.
Well.
Armorer too! Okay, awesome! Okay, just all the main characters. Yay. And now, please enjoy the feast and actually just get a good relationship going. Merge. But don't fully leave Navarro. I like the idea of them having a little base out here. Because it's like, it's their land now. They can do whatever they want with it. Don't just abandon it. Because it would be nice for Navarro to have those protectors there. Because Gideon clearly wants something with this location. Okay, cool. Here. Yay. Where's the Empire?
Scouting party descending to surface. We'll lose comms shortly.
How can you find some way to communicate to the rest of them about the atmosphere? I mean, it's very clear why you can't with that atmosphere. But is there some way of just, like, maybe just not using comms? Any sort of other way you can send some kind of communication? Or do you have to just go back and forth to relay what's happening? But still, there's now water in the atmosphere. That's a good thing. I feel like the planet has a lot of opportunity now. Before, it was just a desert. Is that green? I was like, it looked plant green, not crystal green.
I was here when it happened.
Ah. Good to know that means people survived. Yay. And others survived, and it wasn't just off-worlders that managed to survive this thing. But yeah, the green looked different. It looked almost plant-like instead of glass. I've also just realised that if the above group does get attacked by the Empire, there's no way for them to contact this group that there's a threat coming. No, that's just glass. I got my hopes set. No. Just rock, no greenery. As in like plant greenery. Just a barren wasteland still, but you're used to that on Mandalore. No life, nothing warm, nothing going to attack you. I'm very excited to see the Great Ford, because that's where they're going. I want to see that place. The armor described it wonderfully well. Grogu in that thing looks so much fun. I don't know how I feel about it, because I wanted IG's personality to come back, but I guess, no, he stays dead. But I don't know how I feel about him just piloting a corpse, essentially. Because that's what it is. Then again, it is a droid.
Where below is where our ancient capital once stood.
Ancient capital? Is that the same capital that we know, or a different place? I'm going to assume it's the same place.
The surface until we find the forge and create a safety zone. Only then will we begin to bring down the settlers.
Actually settling. This feels so cool that this is actually happening. This is permanent. Them being here means that it's actually them reclaiming the planet. And I guess the one thing from the weird last episode was that if they did the thing with the droids, that planet would help Coruscant recogniise Mandalore being a sovereign planet again. So that's like the only thing that did. Because it didn't even help with the IG-11 stuff. It literally just feels useless. But at least this is... That's a cool shot. This just feels... I'm glad this is happening. What on the high? Oh, there is something.
Flanking left.
What is that? Is that a ship? Or, I would assume a ship. That's... Oh, that's... What is that? That's a built thing. Are you going to have to contest this with other people that have claimed the planet? That is... What on earth? That's got... Sails, ship, scavengers. Are they Mandalorian? Off-world? Do you have food? Desperate. Okay. If you say yes, will they attack you for the food?
We do?
You wear the crest of the night owl.
I think the Mandalorian, they have helmets.
They're Mandalorians.
Good, make friends.
Is that the voice of Lady Bo-Katan Creed?
Are they gonna hate her? That could be bad.
It is?
Oh, they have capes. Cool. Don't attack. Be nice, please. What clan are you from? Who are you lot?
We knew you would not forsake us, Lady Bo-Katan. We have failed you, but our blasters remain in your service.
Excellent. Who are they? I'm guessing maybe guards or they... I don't know. Feels kind of awkward.
They intercepted any ships they saw leaving. Took no prisoners. They bombed every surface twice over.
But it's cool that you managed to survive.
It's a warning to the whole galaxy. Because we refuse to surrender.
And it's just astonishing how quickly the galaxy moves on and forgets this happened, and people are still apparently willing for the Empire to come back.
I did surrender.
Excuse me? I thought Gideon defeated you and took the saber.
In the night of 1,000 tears, and defeat was imminent. I met with Moff Gideon.
You didn't fight?
In exchange for submitting to the Empire and disarming, all remaining cities and Mandalorian lives were to be spared.
Remaining cities. You took the deal and they betrayed it.
That is how Moff Gideon came to possess the Darksaber.
So he didn't win it. It was handed to him. So how does that work then?
Trust him, but it was the only chance I had to save our people.
Okay, makes sense. Understand why you did it. Cool.
And then he betrayed me, and
yep, and everyone died.
To resist the purge of Mandalore.
Yep, you gave up all your weapons and everyone died. So that's probably why she blames herself even more now. She tried to save her people, even in a negotiation situation.
We were hidden on the moon of Concordia.
Were you Death Watch?
Death Watch. exists no longer.
Is that saying you were, but then you changed?
Our people have suffered time and again from division and squabbling factions.
Now trying to unify. Once and for all.
Always been too powerful for any enemy to defeat.
Instead, your defeat comes from within. Sometimes it does make their race even cooler, knowing that they are just incredibly powerful, that anything that tries to go against them will fail, and ultimately the only thing that can stop them is themselves. So what happens if they do get unified? Would they just dominate the galaxy again? The armor even like repels lightsaber stuff.
We were taught that everyone but us had forsaken the way, that you were selfish and uncaring.
Faults in the cult. Excellent.
You were right. I was selfish.
Ow! No, you weren't. You're trying to save people. You're saying you were selfish because you wanted to lead without the Darksaber, with the Darksaber not being rightfully claimed by you.
For thousands of years, we have been on the verge of extinction, and for thousands of years, we have survived.
Just look at the mythosaur, it proves it.
I don't know if I can keep everyone together.
You failed once. You know what you did wrong. Don't do that.
And this blade is all I have to unify our people.
I only know of this weapon what you taught me.
I like that she still hasn't fully forgiven herself. We have something yet to see her go through. So maybe it is a good thing that she got the Darksaber without actually winning it, and it was meant to feel unsatisfying because she still isn't done. She's still not worthy of it, and yet she's going to become worthy of it here.
I will serve you until it is.
That's so sweet. Come on, Bo. She's seeing how loyal Mando is, and I guess the covert is to her now. But yeah, we still haven't seen that moment where she does fully change. Very excited to see that.
Here are too weak to continue. I will ferry them back to the fleet in the morning.
Agreed.
Do we even know the armor's name, or is it just the armor? Because it feels weird that they never address her with a name.
Those of you who are well enough can join us in the search for the Great Forge.
We can do better than that. We can bring you there.
Awesome. I really want to see the Great Forge. I think everything about Mandalore I love, and I just like that. So the Great Forge could be intact then, because we saw how much damage the bombs did, even so deep underground. What about the Great Forge? I want to know. I want it to be good. I want to see it in one piece at least, because that's the heart of Mandalore. If that thing is gone, it's going to be very symbolic. Does the Empire know that that's the heart of Mandalore? Are they going to try and destroy it too? Because that would really destroy everything. The weak have been sent back. Excellent. Grogu still in that thing. They're going to get up and see everything's been destroyed, aren't they? There's been no communication because you can't. The Empire's coming for this. Everyone's going to be dead. It's going to be a war. It's going to be everything's going to be destroyed. As soon as they get out of those clouds, there's going to be gunfire. Yet we haven't seen any ships crash. That'd be one way to send a good message. If the ships come down all crash and burn and being destroyed, then you know something's wrong upstairs. Okay, cool. Space chess, nice. Is that...
You can't move an enforcer like that.
It's a flank jump, and you're about to submit.
So, oh, great, no.
But only the wing guard can flank jump.
Oh, great, this is really what's going to...
Moves like a wing guard when it's flanking.
These primitives make up their own rules for everything.
These primitives? Oh, no. Oh, we're not necessary. On the same side. Bo, do something. Get in there. It's a game. Oh, right. Do you just let them do it? Because Mandalorians, they're warriors. It's not like they're going to sit down and talk things out. Is it better just to have a brawl?
I can step in. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Let's let it happen. Wait till it's over. If one of them tries to kill the other, then step in. But if it's just a punch, just let them do it. No one's been stabbed yet. Everything's good. They're enjoying it. It's good. This is the best way for them to relieve the tension. Just fight it out. Show each other what you can do. I just whip.
No.
You interfered! No! It worked. Yay. I'd still say step back. Okay, but then is that just going to go back to being tense? I feel like we're making progress there.
You didn't learn that from me.
Oh. Okay, seems like that did work out then, so you can stop fighting. Still concerned about when this thing breaches the clouds. Is everyone going to be dead? Still alive? It's going to get shot out of the sky, isn't it?
Prepare to receive rescued survivors in need of medical attention.
Copy, Gauntlet.
No one's been attacked. Everything's good. It's too calm. I feel like something's going to get shot out of the sky. Something's going to happen to them. It's way too calm up there. Something's going to just a laser fire or rogue laser's just going to come in and boof, they're gone. Ooh, crumbling rock. What's that? What's that?
On the starboard bow!
What's that? Something's moving. Something's alive. No. What else is here? We haven't seen, like, we probably barely scratched the surface of what on earth the nightmares that are now on Mandalore. What's this? Giant dinosaur looking thing. Can we get a good look of it? I need to know what we're dealing with. Is it a crystal-y thingy? Honestly, Mandalore went from just being a desert with no life, and now it feels like it's got more life than ever. And it's got a giant... Oh, it's a dinosaur. It's actually a dinosaur. It's the armored ankylosaur. And there goes the ship. Is everyone alive? So this thing has got rocky armor. It's an ankylosaur. That's what it is. Just gigantic. And seemingly made of crystal too. Or at least crystal on its back. Okay, underground. Cool. Can we not get one big shot of the thing? I want to see it. How does Grogu travel fast? Was he carried? I'd missed that. I want to know if IG-12 has like jet boots, because that could be quite fun. Or if they somehow give Grogu a jetpack for the droid. Going underground. What else are you gonna find here? Oh, there's things here. What's that? Actually, every cave leads to like a giant thing, doesn't it? The planet's basically hollow. Is this it? Is this the Great Forge? That looked like Forge-ish. Looked cylindrical. What is it? Is this it? Let it be it. Doesn't look like it. I assume it would be grander. Or maybe that bit's it. What part am I looking at?
This is what's left of the Great Forge.
Left. Not good then.
That's the heart of our civilization.
And now it's gone? Or destroyed?
The fires have been extinguished since the bombings.
Or is it just the fires are out?
Some tried to explore below, but none survived.
Jetpacks.
Oh, there we go. People are... Oh! No, Empire. Great. Here they are. Okay, so this is how they launched their attack? How did you know where they were?
Cover.
I need Grogu to get some kind of shield or something to put over his, like, part in the droid. What? Best guard stormtroopers. You gotta be kidding.
It's our only shot at taking the planet back. There's a split in the ceiling there.
Yeah.
I'll lay down cover.
Okay, yep, yeah, Paz has got this, yeah. So some best guard stormtroopers. That's annoying. So they basically just made Mandalorian warriors as stormtroopers. They did this in Rebels, didn't they? They had like you had Mandalorians wearing sort of Imperial colors. So is it essentially the same thing, or are they even Mandalorians to begin with? Are they just random people? Oh, and you have jetpacks. Falling off cliffs is nothing to you lot. Okay, good. How much do they have? Do they have flamethrowers and a little... Nice. Do they have all the other gear that you have? Trying to figure out if these are just random people or actual Mandalorians that have turned to the Empire. The armor just looks bad as well. It's the Stormtrooper sort of visor. I mean, they got kind of a Mandalorian twist on it with the line down the face, but still, it just looks far too Stormtrooper. Let that be its own thing. This is just a mockery of Mandalorian stuff.
Hey kid, you've got to keep up.
Can he keep up? How fast can that thing move? Okay, so this is definitely what Moff Gideon was working on. He's now made Mandalorian I can't even call... I think... What's the name of them? How can I call them? I can't call them Mandalorian, because they're clearly not. But I also can't call them Stormtroopers, because that ain't it either. What are they? Mando Troopers? Stormalorians? Excellent, yep, you can both just run at each other. I'm hoping these are just regular people in Mandalorian armor, because then they're going to be outmatched anyway, because they lack experience. What on the world? This is an Imperial base. They've claimed the planet. They've claimed the planet. They've moved in.
What is this place?
It is your tomb. You've got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding.
It's an ambush.
They've claimed the planet. Good. And they have the... Oh, they're great. They've got the ropes too. Why does Din have to be on this side of the wall? No, don't want... No. Don't, you better not be dying. Yeah, you can't take this many on. They're not going to kill you, are they? Don't kill. Killing, but let me, oh dear, no. No. He's got the cape and he's dressed in all black. No.
Disarm him.
Wait, is they called Dark Troopers? Is that what they're called? Dark Troopers? Really? Still? Not robots? They've advanced them. But they're almost white troopers. You have a Death Watch style helmet with the horns like Darth Maul. And of course...
Thank you for gathering the Mandalorians into one place. You were a talented people.
They took over Mandalore. How can you get them out?
As you can see, Mandalore will live on in me.
Interesting. So he... Oh dear, the memory of Mandalore, he would destroy it.
I have created the next generation Dark Trooper suit, forged from Beskar alloy.
He really has found a way to perfect it, wow.
And the most impressive improvement is that it has me in it.
He's so full of himself. Oh dear.
Society has something to offer. The cloners, the Jedi.
And Grogu's right there. Oh no.
By aggregating the best of each, I will create an army.
Each?
That will bring order to the galaxy.
Wait, you're combining clone... Wait, what did you do? You're combining clones, Jedi and Mandalorians?
Activate the interceptors and bombers.
No!
Oh, I hate that they're here! This was such a good twist, but still, why? No, 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 no. There's... Paz's kid is up there too. No, would he be up there? Or do they stay on Navarro, please?
The purge of Mandalore will be complete. Take him to the debriefing room.
Not killing. Okay, hope, yay. What about the rest that are locked in the room?
I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Yeah, should have.
Bo-Katan.
Are you expecting her to be here?
I'll make sure of it.
Let's skip the pleasantry, shall we?
Does he know she has the Darksaber?
This is the part where you return the Darksaber to its rightful owner.
You're not the rightful. We just found out that he wasn't even the rightful owner to begin with. He didn't win it in combat.
Surrender the Darksaber and tell these people that this planet is mine.
Why do you want the... Is it just for the resources? For the best? Yes, for the best guy. That's the only reason you want the planet. Break the glass! Go on! Okay, this is cool. Everyone working together. Yay. You ain't killing him. I hate that his armor looks so cool. Come on, kick it. Go, go, go. You have your exit. How big is it though? Because you have Paz who's huge.
I'll cover the rear.
You better not die. This could be set up for him dying. I don't want him to die. He's been amazing. So how does laser fire affect Beskar then? I would assume it's just like, it would feel extremely hot, because it's clearly not going to penetrate the Beskar. You've probably got some propulsion there, but I'm assuming it's like a giant blast of heat somewhere that could knock someone out.
Clear! Fall back!
You've got a kid to get back to. You dare die here.
We're not leaving you behind!
Grab him with rope.
Go.
No!
No!
Paz, no! This is the way. You've got to be kidding. Why'd you make me fall in love with this character? No, 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 no. Come on, you can do it. The numbers are oh no. It's getting too hot. Why can't that thing be made out of Beskar? Well, you can't make weapons out of Beskar. It has to be armor. Good, good, good. How many are left? How many are left? I feel like he's got most of them. Only 3 left. He can take that. Come on, come on. You got this. You got this. You got this. You can take him out. Come on, come on. You've got a kid to get back to. You're not dying. Play dead now. Just play dead. Play dead. No. No! Wait, no, wait, no. These are no. These are the guards. No. These are the guards that Gideon wanted. Okay, no, you're dead. But these, no, wait, maybe these things are. What was so special? Palpatine had these guards. These were Palpatine's special guards. What were they good for? I feel like it was. No, that went through. That went through? Did that go through Beskar? How? You were incredible. These weird guards have to die. That's so annoying. Don't end. And it ends. Okay, so everyone's on the run, and Paz is dead. Okay, so this episode, really enjoyed it, but of course Paz dies at the end. I think I need to just process everything that has just happened. I like how they did the twist. I feel the way they set it up, you almost assume that the fleet above the atmosphere is going to get attacked because they have the whole communication thing. I love how it tricks you. You can't communicate to the fleet up above. That's the key thing that you would assume would get attacked. You don't know where the Imperials are. The Mandalore seems inhabitable, so you'd think they would come from space and they'd attack the first thing they see. You'd think that they'd go after that first, and you'd have no way to know if they are because communications are gone. So it'd be a surprise when they leave the atmosphere and see, oh no, everything's being shot at, there's destruction and a battle going on. Nope, it's the ground lot that get attacked because the Imperials are actually there and they set up shop there. That is so annoying to think about, that they've actually set up shop on Mandalore. If there's some way they can get them all out, then that's pretty good. There's a base set up, they can just make home there. But that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. I just need to think about every aspect of this episode, because it did a lot. Like, the start was huge. Talking about Thrawn's return, because that's inevitable. That's coming. He's not dead, and he's a very determined individual. He's going to find some way back wherever he is. Because I also love just how confusing his situation is. He got abducted by the whales, the Purgles. So where does that go? Like, what do you do when you get out of that? Because he was in his Chimera, that was the name of it. He was in his Star Destroyer. So he does have some kind of way to travel around. Then it's all about where on earth the Purgles took him. And the fact that he's not been found yet is concerning. Well, not really concerning, but if he showed up on Coruscant, if the Purgles went to Coruscant, you know. So they clearly haven't gone to maybe a named planet, maybe some unknown planet, maybe. And that's how he's there. But then why can't he just go back? I can't wait to find out what his situation is. Because it's clear that the Imperials have blind faith that he will return, or at least some of them do, and that he literally has given no word yet about his return. So he's just missing. No one actually knows if he's coming back. But now we also get a good look at the Imperial Remnant, that they are actually organized. So it's not just some warlords that are just individuals and they're just doing their own thing. They actually are organized and they are plotting. And it actually seems like they're eager to make sort of their first move. They were talking about saying that they need a show of strength. And on every planet, there are people that are loyal to the Empire, which I think that's going to be true. There are going to be some people that benefited from the Empire that would love to see it return, that don't like the New Republic. That's going to be happening on every planet just because of the amount of people that there are. No one's going to have the same opinion. You're going to have people that are going to be happy that the Empire could be returning, and if they have a show of strength, that would muster support. And that could really throw the galaxy back into a civil war, like sort of Clone Wars style, where it's not just one giant authoritarian system that is being taken down by the underdogs, like the Rebellion, but instead two giant organizations fighting it out for dominion over the galaxy. That could be quite fun to see that return. But of course, without the Jedi influence, because they're kind of still gone. Yeah, then just looking at the key aspects of this episode, I think you had the stuff on Navarro's where the two groups met. That was awkward, but I like how they did it. Super awkward to begin with, but then as they started volunteering, it slowly they merged together and they're starting to get along. Then it continues when they do get to Mandalore. They fight, of course, because they're just Mandalorians. That's what they're going to do. It's not like they're going to sit down and talk it out. Fighting is a good way to do it. But I think, looking at the scene, I think it's good that it went on for a bit, but then got stopped because they would have tried to kill each other. They were using vibro knives. That would have ended in one of their death. So it's a good thing that Grogu intervened. It was probably not satisfying for either of them, because if you had a winner, that probably wouldn't have worked either, because then that would sort of make it a divide again. So it is very good that Grogu did intervene. So yeah, I do love the groups and just how they've merged well together, because I think you're seeing less of the cultish side of the covert. They seem to be evolving. You had Mando say that he was told a lie, that Bo-Katan wasn't selfish, wasn't this awful person, but actually tried really hard, and he's realizing that now after meeting her. So he's still getting to see some of the faults within the cult and the covert, whatever. They are growing and learning, and you're also seeing Bo's lot sort of get better as well, I think. They're no longer just mercenaries for money. They're doing this not for money, but for the effort to retake their planet. They're finding their sort of way again. Then Gideon, I think, right. I think it's conflicting. I love that he's back. His presence is awesome, but I feel it's kind of abrupt. I would have loved it if he had more presence and build-up during this season. This, I think, brought him back rather well, but again, it does feel abrupt. This is episode 7 out of 8. It's the second before the final, and only now does he actually show up and actually feel like he's part of the show. Before, he did not feel like he was part of the show. It felt like it completely moved past him, and it didn't really feel like he had any connection to the story. Now it feels like he's been, I wouldn't say shoehorned in. I like how it has worked, how he's been this mysterious villain in the background, but I would have loved it if there was some, because I get it makes sense, you can't scan the planet's surface, so you can't tell that he's there. But surely you would have been able to see some comings and goings of Imperial stuff on the planet. There should have been a sign that there was a base there. I don't know, I just I think it's not like a strong opinion that I hate that they wasn't brought in sooner. I think it's fine how they've done it here. But I think I just would have preferred, likely, that he was sort of built up more over the course of this season. But I think they were, because you had Mando on the planet still, you had Bo-Katan, they've managed to get to the planet. Of course, there was only 2 of them there, and Grogu. So they were able to sort of show up there. But I think I would have preferred if during that moment, there's a hint to, kind of an obvious hint, because there may have been one that I just missed, but an obvious hint that there was some Imperial stuff going on here. Maybe some sort of fresh Imperial armor that was on the planet that they just shrugged off as, oh, it must have been a remain from the Purge. Turns out, nope, it's actually a fresh thing that was here all along, and a sign that they are making a base here. I feel like that could have been something, but I think how they did it overall was it was fine. And I'm just glad that he is back and does have a good presence and a good menacing presence, and we can see what he's been doing. He's made Beskar Dark Troopers. I feel like there should be a better name though. Dark Troopers worked because they're all black in with the robots. Moff Gideon's outfit makes sense, Dark Troopers. The other ones just seem like stormtroopers with Beskar, which we have seen before, kinda, when Mandalorians in Rebels basically became part of the Empire and they took on the sort of colours, but they were still Mandalorians. These are completely different. I do not think they're Mandalorians. I feel like they're just regular guys in suits. So they lack the experience other Mandalorians have using Beskar and all that. So it's highly likely if you just go and try and attack and stab one of these guys that they're going to react as if they're going to be stabbed, yet the Beskar is going to block it. Our Mandalorians know that if you come at them with a weapon, there's a good chance they'll be able to defend against it because the armor's just that strong. So there is sort of an advantage that the Mandalorians have. But of course, Paz died, which I'm really sad about. This season made me fall in love with him. I'm so sad that he's died. This did such great character work with him. We've gotten to know him, we've got to appreciate him. He went from sort of this aggressive one that fought Mando in Book of Boba Fett to one that I sort of initially didn't like, because of course the name Vizsla, then him attempting to get the Darksaber, calling Mando an apostate, all of this stuff. It was little negative things that sort of made me dislike and distrust him. And then over the course of this season, he's just been amazing. We've gotten to know him as a family man that protected and saved his son, and now that son has been left without a father. That is heartbreaking. And we've actually followed that kid for a while. He started this season off. That kid was the one that we saw take the Creed and then get attacked by the alligator thing. The kid then later got attacked by the giant dragon. The kid went through quite a lot. I'm just realizing how much the kid, oh dear, the kid went through so much in this. First off, when he took the Creed, he got attacked and his ceremony got interrupted by the giant dinosaur alligator crocodile thing. Then he got taken by the dragon and almost digested by its children. He was stuck in the dragon for maybe a day, at least a night, in its gullet, waiting to be fed to the children. And now his father's died. How much has this kid gone through? We better see him by the end of this season. It started with him, so I hope he doesn't forget him, because we're going to have to see what this kid's like mourning now, because But yeah, it's just annoying that Paz died. He went out in an incredible way. He actually feels like he's redeemed the name Vizsla. I love just thinking of this guy now being the face of Vizsla. After all the ones we've seen, this guy's amazing. Love him. Then we have Grogu, which I think is definitely the funniest part of this episode. He's gotten his own suit, and I think it's IG. The fact that it's IG-11, I think, is what throws me off about it. Because if you think about IG as a character, Grogu is operating his corpse. Yes, it's a droid. So I think there's two ways to look at it. I don't know which mindset I'm in. I kind of just wish they just changed the look of it. When you look at it, you see IG-11. If you just change it into another sort of appearance, make it more Mandalorian in its appearance, I think I can just feel about it better. But right now when I see it, it's IG-11, it's corpse with Grogu inside of it. There's no personality, which I think is a shame. It also means that the last episode's droid thing is completely meaningless and unnecessary, because all they had to do was reference that they used the nanobots from that to fix IG-11. Nope, nothing. The only purpose that whole entire plot served was to say that this planet is going to recognize Mandalore as a sovereign planet again to the New Republic. That was it. So you had that entire waste of time just for that. I'm actually confident that they're not going to reference it again. It doesn't feel like they're going to reference it again. It was just purely unnecessary. But yeah, this episode was very good. Looking to the next episode, I think they've set up the final very well. I'm trying to forget the plot that was in episode 6, because if it goes from episode 5 to the ending of episode 6 to this, that's a good line. I like that sort of line of story. Going into the final, it feels well set up, it feels good. They're basically on the run from Gideon now, and you're trying to think, how on earth can they reclaim Mandalore after this? That's what this season has been about, it's reclaiming Mandalore, but now you have someone who's already laid claim. How do you kick this guy off? Okay, to begin with then, I definitely enjoyed this episode. It's so much better than the last one. This one actually makes sense for it to be included here. I think just looking at Gideon then, because I think he definitely is the focus of this one, because it needed to be. He wasn't built up as well as I would have liked, but they did bring him back in at a good spot, and they lay out the plans. He becomes the face of the antagonist again. Wonderful. We get to know a lot about the antagonistic presence of this season now, and there's quite a bit to go over. We know that he's still working with the Liar Kane, so that's still going on, and he didn't want help going to Navarro. And I'm wondering why that is then. Because they didn't want New Republic aid, they were doing something with the pirates. That hasn't been revealed yet, I don't think. Something was going on there. And then when you actually have the meeting, we get to learn that the Imperial Warlords are actually organized, and they're just doing it in secret. Wonderful, and they're basically organized around the idea of Thrawn's return. There isn't a set leader within them yet, because that leadership position is left open for Thrawn. I think Gideon is trying to take that. He's the one that's creating doubt. He's saying that Thrawn, there's nothing. We have nothing. You're just going on blind faith. So he wants to take that position. He's power hungry. I like that we're getting this sort of layer to Gideon. First off, it's him feeling entitled to Mandalore and actually wanting to be the face of Mandalorians. He wants to become one. It's very odd, but I do like that oddness. He's this calculating cold villain, yet we're actually getting to see what he's after all this time. And it shows this almost, I don't want to say childish or idiotic, it's this sense of importance. It's grandiose. It's ego, that's what it is. He sees himself as this great thing that can lead the next, I guess, generation of whatever. Not just the Empire, but also clone, Jedi, and Mandalorian all rolled into one. So that is called. He's trying to create an army of all of those three combined. Terrifying idea, and obviously I don't think that's going to happen. That would be an absolute nightmare for the galaxy. Even Palpatine can get something like that going. But it's cool that we got that layer to him. Then on the other side of that, we get to see the Imperial Warlords and just what they're doing. They're still waiting for Thrawn. We know that there are people in other sort of planets that are still waiting and sort of loyal to the Empire still. And that all they need is a show of strength to sort of rally behind this idea again. And that just gives us another example of how fragile the new governance in the galaxy is that it's going to be taken advantage of. There's also reference to Project Necromancer. That was something. Can't quite remember what happened with that reference, but at least that means that's still going. This is past the Empire. That was early on with the Bad Batch when that sort of was talked about. So now that's still got some kind of relevance, and I figured that had stopped. So that project, I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago. How have I forgotten what it was? Cloning, it was Palpatine's attempt to clone Force sensitives. Whenever he tried it, the midichlorian count wouldn't clone, and that would degrade. So if you tried to clone Anakin, you wouldn't really get Anakin because the Force sensitiveness to him wouldn't be there. So he was trying to find a way to actually allow that to happen, and they used Omega's blood. She wasn't Force sensitive, but she had special blood because she was a clone, the Alpha clone. No, she was the Omega. She was one of those clones, whatever, that had a weird thing go on that with the Kaminoans could use her blood to stabilize midichlorian counts and actually clone that too. But that got shut down, Tarkin was stopped, but somehow it's still going. And that's because Gideon wants to be able to add the Jedi stuff in there. So he wants to clone Force stuff and Force sensitivity. That's just a nightmare. Yeah. And he also has new Dark Troopers. So he really is advancing a lot. I like it, because he's been so absent for a while, it makes sense how much more advanced he has become. So I like that aspect of it. He's been quiet and he's been working. He's taken Mandalore and he's created new things with Beskar. So horrifying, and it'll be fun to see how they sort of deal with that, because Beskar's such an insane material. How do you deal with an enemy that now has it? Or at least both sides having it. How can you make progress there? Then on to Bo-Katan. I think the best way to look at this season is as Book of Bo-Katan. This is what this is. It leaves Mando being the side character, so I was wrong in thinking that IG-11 would bring him back more into the focus. It's still Bo-Katan's focus. Don't mind it, because the way I'm viewing it is it's the Book of Bo-Katan. There's her book in the Mandalorian sort of story. And I do like the journey her character has gone on, and I think this episode makes me like the Darksaber thing a bit more. I think it's still unsatisfying, going on a technicality when it should be indisputable who the Darksaber belongs to, but the idea of her having it and then still having to sort of progress and feel worthy of it, I do like that. Because it could have been where she finished her character development and then got the Darksaber. That would have been, I think that's the fanfare I was looking for. Now she has it, but she still does not feel worthy. So she's basically been put back into the same position as she was in Rebels, but now she has to do something different. She has to change. She has to become worthy for the thing. That I like. Yeah, we get a lot on her now. So we get to find out what actually happened during the Purge, where she surrendered. She took the deal, trying to save everyone. She surrendered their weapons in hopes that everyone left alive would be allowed to be left alive. Obviously, Gideon betrayed that and destroyed them anyway, which just crushed her even more. So it wasn't even the idea that she fought to the death, essentially, to try and save everyone, that she gave absolutely everything she could to protect people. She took a different way out, and it ultimately failed. She took a risk in trusting the Empire, and it blew up in her face. You just think about how sort of defeated she must have been in that moment. So of course, she would already have been fighting to protect her people, but it got to the point where pretty much everything had been destroyed already, and she was already overwhelmingly defeated. She thought that it couldn't get worse from here, and that all that was left were some remaining cities and some life. So she figured, might as well not fight anymore because we've lost so much already, that try and just save as much as we can through a deal. And then that turns around and they just destroy everything anyway. Absolutely crushing. Again, I think I would have loved to have seen that rather than just hearing it, because I think that just, seeing things always add more weight to things, and you can see that sort of the emotions that the characters go through. But it's cool that we just get that added to Bo-Katan, because now we understand why she's going through this pain. That she didn't actually fight. She actually tried to save people by trusting, and she actually gave up the weapons for that deal, and it all just came crashing down. Moff Gideon definitely is her villain, and I can't wait to see her go against him now, because it's cool that we learned that they never actually fought over the Darksaber. It was just handed to Moff Gideon. So that also disrupts the whole lineage line again. Who does deserve it? Who is worthy of it if it keeps getting handed off like this? I truly think that the whole line thing should just be restarted. Have a brawl for it. Whoever's the last person standing with the thing gets it and go from there. Because the lineage thing has just been so messed up. But yeah, can't wait to see them actually fight and go at it again. Because now Bo-Katan can feel a bit more confident in herself. I think she has someone believing in her, which might not have been like before after everything was destroyed. Then Mando, he's definitely become the more supporting player, and I don't mind it because this is of course Book of Bo-Katan, and he is. I do like the position he's taken. He, I think, has become more comical in a sense. Just his interactions with Grogu, that's quite funny. But he's definitely Bo-Katan's support. I like that he is that emotional thing there because he was like this cold, quiet person, but he's developed to the point where he's actually able to express his belief and support into Bo-Katan. It's development for him in the sense of how he viewed her originally, seeing her as the curse to Mandalore, to now him seeing her as the one to save it. But of course now it's been captured by Moff Gideon, and I think this is a bit that's a little confusing to me because Moff Gideon is clearly Bo-Katan's villain, yet he is more interested I think in Mando because of what Mando's done to him in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamics there because I think he feels far more connected to Bo-Katan now than he did to Mando when he was Mando's villain to begin with. So he's evolved beyond Mando, yet he's still choosing to keep Mando alive to do something with. So what's he going to do with Mando now? He's captured and put him in a debriefing room. What does that mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what that will look like and what sort of Mando can do there, because it doesn't feel like his villain anymore. Grogu, definitely love his part of this. He is definitely the highlight. He's definitely the levity and the light of the episodes now. I now like that he's got that position. It's just fun seeing him develop in his capabilities, and now he's got a droid to run around in. That's fun. He's got a mech suit. He's basically become the Iron Grogu. Of course, I think there's room for improvement. Try and coat IG-12 or whatever in Beskar. Make it more Mandalorian in aesthetic. But I think the idea is a lot of fun. I'm moving past the idea of it looking just Grogu operating a corpse. Moving past that. And it's just a very fun idea. And it actually allows Grogu to communicate. He can say yes and no. I hope it gets more advanced. I hope he can actually talk through the thing. It's just so fun. I love the idea of this now. I can't wait to see more. I hope he gets a fight scene with it. Because thinking about it, he was with IG-11 when IG-11 did have that cool fight scene, so maybe he learned something from that. Maybe he can redo that, but with Grogu in control. And then I think going forward with him, it'll be interesting to see if Gideon is still after him. He had tanks of things happening, so there's something going on there, but does he still need Grogu's blood? Or has he found something else? Because he didn't look like he was desperate to get Grogu, he just ordered his Dark Troopers to kill everyone, when he obviously should have seen Grogu in there. He's captured Mando, so will he still want Grogu? I hope not. Then again, that would bring everything full circle. Then of course, the man of the hour, Paz, bringing such great honor to the Vizsla name. He's honestly redone the entire name for me, the entire clan. We've seen time and time again, Vizslas proved to be absolute jerks. They've been awful people, and now we've gotten to see one be better than the rest, and honestly a better human being than most people. He was incredible. He gave his life to protect everyone, and even Bo-Katan. Someone that he would have initially thought of with disdain, thinking to have failed the people, to have failed the way, and he's given his life to save her, and everyone. I'm so heartbroken by this death, because this season has done such great character work with him. First getting introduced to him properly in Book of Boba Fett, where he gets a speaking role, we get to know bits of his personality, and it starts off negative. Obviously intentional, he tries to take the Darksaber, he fights Mando, calls him an apostate, all of that stuff, it's a negative interaction. So of course, my first impression is negative. Now, they develop him, and he becomes a beautiful character who has a son who will fight to protect people, who's uplifting, and he was the one that basically got all the Mandalorians to go to Navarro, which kind of feels useless now because they seem to be leaving that and going to Mandalore. Nevertheless, he's the one that inspired them and did it and got them on board, and now he's died. I'm so sad, and it's going to be heartbreaking even more to see his son, because that kid's been through quite a bit already. First crocodile thing, then the dragon, and now his father's dead. So they got to touch on that, and I'm going to be so sad to see it. He truly was one of the best Mandalorian, and he better be honored in some way at the end of all this. Name something after him. Maybe New Paz Mandalore, whatever. I don't know. Give him a city. Give him something. Then Mandalore, the setting. I am a little confused about why, of course. Oh, wait, no, that answered it. Sorry, I was confused about why Gideon wanted the planet to begin with, and why he couldn't allow the Mandalorians to retake it. Obviously, it's because he set up shop there. he has the Beskar, and that's what he wants. So I just really do like this added layer of Mandalore that we've got now. The Imperials have actually set up shop here first. So all this time that this cursed rumor was spreading, Imperial remnants were probably just laughing at the Mandalorians, saying they actually believe in that rubbish and that they've set up shop and they're mining all the Beskar instead of them. It's quite annoying. I do love the twist that they're actually here, but I now wonder how on earth you can free Mandalore, because it's not just laying claim to it anymore. It's now about trying to get rid of the people that are already on it. It's made what has to come so much more tricky, because the Mandalorians as a whole are still pretty small in number. So, and we still don't know the scale of which the Empire has set up shop here. Gideon before had a small fleet. This, it could be bigger. We don't know. We haven't seen all of it. So it is very concerning, and I'm very don't know what to expect for this planet. I don't know if they can win it back. I love the idea of it because of just this being this communication dead zone. Plus I think the location must be very good within the galaxy. And I also like that each time we go to this planet, more gets added to it. We've seen a giant ankylosaur being here with a giant weird smashing tail, crystals on its back, so it's obviously mutated and changed from all the explosions. But the planet is just becoming a nightmare, but it makes sense for Mandalorians to be here. Warrior race, it makes sense for them to be here. It's awesome. So they definitely deserve to earn it back, and I can't wait to see how they do that. As for what's next, we are getting into the final. I think this episode does set it up better, because of course I was concerned after episode 6, but this I think has gotten rid of my concerns, I think. We'll have to wait and see. The season as a whole has felt up and down, especially with episode 6. But this has, I think, set it back on the right track. Looking to the final, I'm very curious to see how our main characters interact and are balanced out. Because this should be Bo-Katan's chapter. It's Bo-Katan's villain. How do you focus that on her when Gideon's already captured Mando and kept him alive? Plus, of course, I'm not sure if this will go back to being Mando's show in the final. I don't know how they're going to do the focus. Makes sense now if it stays on Bo-Katan, but the fact that they've captured Mando specifically is intriguing. And I'm waiting to see how that does work. It feels like I'm guessing he's going to be the one that they rally to try and save, that Bo-Katan is able to encourage people to and inspire them to try and save him and take down Gideon. But I'm also curious to see what this means for the story overall, because this is like the big thing. If you defeat Gideon here, does that mean they reclaim the planet? Is it theirs then? I would assume so. But then is that how the story ends? Will it leave on a cliffhanger for anything more? Because this is the last episode that's been released, so I don't know if there's a season 4 or something. So very excited to see how this story will finally play out, what the New Republic has to do with it, what this means for the Imperial remnants, and of course what this does mean for Gideon overall. Will they try and arrest him, or will they give him Mandalorian justice? Overall, this episode was really good, definitely much better than episode 6. Feels like we're actually on the right line for the final, and I do feel so invested in just trying to see Mandalore be reclaimed. And they've done a great job at just a dispute over a location. Like, that's what they're fighting for, and we get to see so much of their culture explored through this. We get to see the planet just explored even more, and we get to see the Empire abuse Mandalorian's culture essentially and turn it into weapons and just abominations. Honestly, watching the Dark Troopers in this, in the back of my mind I was thinking, oh, if only they had Sabine's death ray, it would have made things so much easier. But of course that would affect them too. So really that wouldn't help anything. I think it also is just really cool to see how well done they've made all the Mandalorian stuff feel full circle. Everything that's been explored in this show is now coming together in this final. Mandalore, it being destroyed, the Covert and the other clan coming together, and then dealing with the actual weapon of Beskar itself. It is now being used against you. It was so sacred to the Mandalorians. What's the armor going to think? Because she's the one that's basically been the voice of all of this stuff. What's she going to see seeing their enemies who aren't Mandalorians dressing up in something that they hold so dear? Like, can she object to it considering it isn't a weapon and they've actually used it for armor instead? I just think this episode did a great job of just setting up for the final and just bringing everything back into a full circle. But I think also I'm trying to, in my head, I'm cutting out part of episode 6. It goes episode 5 when they fight the pirates. Then Bo leaves and goes to the planet. Then she finds the Mandalorian. Then she finds her Mandalorians. Then it goes to this. That's how it works in my head now. That's how I'm viewing it. And this does work if I take out what happened in episode 6. So yeah, this episode was absolutely awesome. Again, the character work they did with Paz, insane and just incredible. Hate that he's dead, but now Bo-Katan has had someone give their life to protect her. So what does she do with this? I'm sure it's happened before, but actually seen someone actually more recently put down their life for her mission, for her cause, and for her desire to reclaim and rule Mandalore. So yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for the final episode. See ya!